Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining today. And of course, welcome if you're new here. In today's video, I'm sharing 4 different chicken bake recipes. Now, this week I was a little under the weather. I've had a head cold going on. And to top it off, my son was not eating dinner with us. So it was just basically my husband and I didn't have the greatest appetite. So I was able to cut our portion sizes back quite a bit when I was creating these. That's what I love about these chicken meals, is that you can really alter them. They're very versatile. You can cut the portion sizes back, and you can also add or delete any ingredients, and they still are gonna taste amazing. These chicken dishes also taste like you've been in the kitchen for hours cooking, but the little secret is, we know you haven't. All right, these take no time at all, super simple to make, and yet taste so delicious. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so let's start with this cheesy bacon chicken bake. Try saying that 10 times fast. I started by making some bacon in the oven, and it's my favorite way to cook bacon. So if you haven't seen my other videos, I like to line a baking sheet with foil to help with mess, then roll my bacon a few times before laying it on the baking sheet. I cook my bacon on 375 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. I do check it often though to see if I need to pull it out early or give it a few extra minutes. While the bacon is cooking in a small bowl, I've added in 4 ounces of softened cream cheese with about a 1/4 cup of mayo, a 1/4 cup of green onions, and about 5 to 6 of those diced bacon strips, and I'm just eyeballing it here today. Here I have about 1.5 cups of Colby Jack cheese, and I'm adding in about a cup of that to our mixture and saving the rest for the top of the chicken. Once I have that cream cheese mixture nice and combined, I place 2 of my chicken breasts that I pounded just a bit to make them even in size into my 8x8 baking dish. Now I go ahead and top my chicken with that delicious mixture and spread it evenly over the chicken breasts. Finally, I'm topping it with that remaining shredded cheese and putting it into my preheated oven at 375 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes, or until the chicken is fully cooked. Once it's done, I let it rest for about 5 to 8 minutes just so that it can absorb some of those delicious juices. Then it's ready to serve. And I just decided to steam up some broccoli with ours, but it would be great with some rice or even over noodles. Next, I made a chicken fajita bake. I had a massive sized chicken breast, so I just decided to cut this one breast into several thin slices, which turned out to be the perfect amount for just the 2 of us. Again, I'm using an 8x8 baking dish, which is perfect for this small portion. Set my chicken aside, and in this small bowl I added in 4 ounces of softened cream cheese and a 1/2 teaspoon of each of the seasonings: cumin, paprika, onion powder, chili powder, garlic powder, and I also added in a little salt and pepper. Then I started mashing this up when I realized I had forgot to add in the salsa, but we'll just blame the head cold for that. I quickly realized, and I added in a 1/4 cup of whatever salsa I had in my fridge. I think it was the On the Border brand. once I had that mashed up pretty well, I went ahead and added it to the top of my chicken breasts and spread it evenly over them. Then I topped the cream cheese mixture with 1.5 cups of this frozen pepper and onion blend, but you could definitely use fresh veggies on this too. So then once I had that covered with the veggies, I popped this in the preheated oven at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes or so. Once it had cooked, I sprinkled a little shredded cheese over the top and put it back into the oven for an additional 5 or so minutes just to get the cheese nice and melted. This chicken would be great just cut up and rolled in a tortilla, but I just made some rice in the microwave just to keep it simple, and everything tasted delicious. Switching gears a little, we are making a cheesy pesto chicken bake. And again, I have these massive chicken breasts, so I just used one and cut it into thin slices. Before placing my chicken into the pan, I prepared my 8x8 with a little avocado spray. To top this chicken, I'm preparing another cream cheese spread by using 4 ounces of softened cream cheese, 2 tablespoons of pesto sauce, and a little garlic powder, about a teaspoon. And I just mashed that up really well and spread that evenly over those chicken slices. Finally, I topped it with a cup of mozzarella cheese and put it in a 350 degree preheated oven for 20 to 25 minutes, checking to make sure that my chicken was fully cooked before removing. And once it was cooked, I topped it with some sliced cherry tomatoes and some dried basil. This would have been so much better with fresh basil, but it was still very tasty. We served ours with some cauliflower rice that I just had on hand in my freezer, but it would have also been great with some noodles too. For this cheesy spinach and sun-dried tomato chicken, I decided to get out the slow cooker and try it that way, and I was very impressed with how it turned out. So to prepare, I added in 2 chicken breasts that I pounded a bit to make sure they were about the same thickness. Then I added on a good-sized pinch of salt and pepper and about a teaspoon of garlic powder. I didn't measure here, I just kind of added what I felt was a decent amount. Next, I added on about 2 handfuls of spinach. I just had this left over in my fridge and needed to get rid of it, so I just added on whatever I had left. Now I'm adding in about 1/4 cup of sun-dried tomatoes. I tried to get as much of the oil off of them as I could using a paper towel, and I just sprinkled those over each of the breasts. Then I diced up 6 ounces of cream cheese and placed those all over the chicken as well. Finally, I added in a tablespoon of butter to help with moisture in the bottom of the pot. I covered and cooked on high for 4 hours. Once it was done, I went ahead and shredded the chicken and added 1 cup of freshly grated cheddar cheese, and I put the lid back on for just a few minutes. Let me tell you, the house was smelling amazing. We had ours with some brown rice. This chicken was so flavorful. This is also great with Alfredo and noodles for a whole new dish. Alright everyone, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed and found some inspiration for keeping it simple and cooking up some delicious chicken bake recipes in your kitchen this week. As usual, I will leave a link to the recipes down below in my description box, so feel free to check out the details there. Next week, I'm sharing some quick dinner recipes, so I hope that you'll join me back for that. If you haven't already, be sure to click that little notification bell so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And I will see you next week. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.